Today is Wednesday, May 29th. We welcome all of you back to the Shelby Nick Average Podcast, or as we like to call it, Aw Snap. Snap this time, snap this time, snap this time, snap this time, snap this time.
Back at it, baby.
See, that's what happens when we get in our flow again. I'm able to do the intro, he's able to do the snap. Things get rolling.
Roll.
And to keep things rolling, we like to start off this show each and every week now with a little Shelby. How you doing?
I doing pretty good. Like I always say, podcast days are the best days. It's we're doing it relatively early compared to what we've been doing. So, that's always good. Get a little early jump on it, get a little full of energy, my dog. So other than
Exactly.
that,
It's not 9:30 at night. We're not sitting here slurring our words towards the end because of how tired we are.
right. There's not 2 hours of technical difficulties we have to deal with, so that's always good. This weekend I tore down my shed, so I was reverse of Bob the Builder. And I
Wreck
just
It
want to say
Ralph.
this. Yes. So I did it with a hammer that I broke, so I had to stop what I was doing, go to Tractor Supply, and do all that. But I just want to say, I have a neighbor, right? He's an old fella, and he just like so how my house is. There's like the front yard, the house, and then the backyard is like kind of rock, and I was tearing down the fence or my shed that's along his fence. So he very easily could have just went to his backyard and talked to me, right? But instead, the old man went past my front yard, past my house, into the backyard because of the driveway, right? This is just a little PSA. If you guys are gonna do that, say something, because this man scared the holy shit out of me because I was hammering away on my shed, tearing it down and whatnot, and he just stood there, like, watched me, like, probably a foot or two behind the ladder. So then I went to turn around to just, like, look at something, and I see this dude, and I had a hammer in my hand. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, don't do that, insert name here. And he just, old man laughed. Like, so, little PSA, if you're going to sneak up on someone, just don't. Just be like, hey, neighbor, or hey, Shelby, or whatever. Don't just sneak up on them like you're damn a ghost. Because that was, like I said, that was scary as hell.
I love I love the fact that you had to throw in the old neighbor laugh because that is, as I say, for some reason it is always like the old people that can barely get around, but for some reason have the most silent step
Dude,
ever.
they got they got Ninja from Black Ops 1 Pro, and they're just walking around.
They're
They
always they're always using their Kavera ability from Rainbow Six Siege.
exactly. They're constantly in that state. And I think it's because they move so slow that they don't like, really mess with, like in my case, any rocks or anything like that. Because yeah, dude, I didn't hear a single thing. Like I had some music playing, but it was in my garage, which was probably 20 feet from me. So it was just like background noise essentially. So I very easily could have and probably should have heard something.
Yeah, speaking of sneaking up on people, well,
Okay.
Shelby over here had a good time of sneaking up on me and my girlfriend this past Saturday when
I
no
learned from my neighbor.
no notification, no text message, no Snapchat, nothing. Me and my girlfriend are sitting downstairs. She's watching her own show. I'm watching something, and he doesn't even send the Snapchat picture to me. My girlfriend taps me on the arm and goes, why did he Snapchat me? I have no clue. So she opens it, and my first thought is I see the TV, and I go, oh, I'd like my first thought was, oh, he's on Xbox. And I don't know why that was my first thought, because again, this was sent to her and not me. And then I went, oh, he's on Xbox. Wait, that's my TV. Wait, that's us. And then as soon as like it all comes full circle, I hear his goofy ass laugh behind us.
It was so. Uh, Nick is obviously, back from college, so he's staying with his mom. And there's these stairs. Nick obviously lived in this house for most of his life, so he knows the crickety of the stairs. And there have been times before where I try to scare him, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He just like instantly knows it's me. And so this time, I swear, it took me like a solid 3 minutes to get down like 15 steps. You think? You think how
Yeah,
much?
it's
Yeah, about
16.
16. So it's 16 steps. It took me like 3 minutes to get down there. And then there's the back of the couch is kind of like exposed, like it's not up against any walls or anything. So I went over, took a picture on Snapchat, trying not to laugh because Shelby just put her phone down. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And so I took a picture of their heads and was just Moto Moto from Madagascar 2.
Uh-huh.
That's how I was doing over the couch, and then I just start laughing because I heard, like I could see like the realization of something's not right on both of their eyes or both of their like body language, and then she'll be like, "What the fuck?" And I just start laughing. It was awesome, dude. It was so
Yeah,
funny.
I've been in this house for 16 of my 21 years. I know the sounds, the steps, the creaks. I have no idea. Like, you must have had most of your body weight on the rails or something. Because not only that, but I'm really good at, like, because there's wood upstairs. And so I can tell if people walk on the wood to go to the living room or if they walk on the wood to go downstairs. And I think we just must have been too immersed into what we were watching because I did not hear anything upstairs. And like you said, normally I'm very good at telling when somebody steps on one of the stairs. Not
Well,
because
not only
they like
that,
are super loud, but because I mean it's a distinct like sound with carpet on it.
yeah, and I'm sure you almost to the point where you can tell who it is up there.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, like I said, it took me a good 3 minutes to get down your stairs.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just looking at the picture and yeah, just like the 15 seconds it took me to like wait, what the? Oh, that's us. And then hear the
I was thinking about not saying anything and then just like going to the PS2 room and just
just
like
laying down
sitting.
behind the couch.
No, because I think eventually you would have like laid over the edge. I mean, like just take the picture and then just like watch from afar. I might do that. Who knows? I
Yeah,
actually
it
I think I
was
have the spot I want to try next time.
okay.
I got you.
So, that because the thing is that you could tell me that, but I'm gonna be like on alert for maybe a week or two. But
Oh,
knowing you, it's gonna
it's
be
not
like
gonna happen now.
6 months from now. Yeah, it's gonna be like when I'm back home from winter break or something, or like spring break next year.
Yeah, no, dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it
I'm
because
gonna
you'll kill
worry about
yourself
it.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna worry about it.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, so that's how I'm doing, I guess. How are you doing?
I am doing pretty well.
Yeah, you enjoying
It
being
was
home?
I very much am enjoy being home. My mom cooked stir fry tonight, which,
Ooh.
like I said, the on the podcast before I left for spring break, showed how much I love stir fry. So that's always
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Was It was a bit of a sad day as I paid for the two college courses that I'm taking over the summer. So just seeing that money just
So
disappear
you're taking
is
online school over the summer?
Yes. Yeah, I'm taking online classes over the summer. Just
Oh,
2 of them, so nothing too bad.
how's that going to work with the
Um,
cruise?
they don't start until July
Oh,
because
shit.
we
Okay.
have so we have that cruise in 2 weeks, so we'll be able to have a podcast next week too. But that'll be like 1 or 2 days before we go on that cruise,
Yeah,
before we leave
I
for
think
that.
we should have. Well, I know, speaking this in the universe here, I think we should have like a dream vacation like podcast. Like, I think we should have one of the subjects because by then like football is going to be pretty dead, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we should kind of talk about how we should or how we imagine the cruise going, or just something cruise related or vacation related.
I mean, I'm down, but that'll be for a later podcast, obviously, not this one.
Yeah.
But so I got back from home, obviously. My mom made stir fry, loving that. Just being able to
Okay.
chill with my dog. I'm back to work, which is a thing. That is a thing, which we'll get into later, here shortly, actually. But I mean, overall, I mean, I'm like you, just getting some things done around here that need be, mowing the lawn and stuff like that. I know my dad's happy to have me back for that reason. And yeah, I'm having pretty good time.
Hell yeah, dude.
Now, to this gas station that I work at. Shelby hinted at it last week. I work at a gas station in what is called an urban area. Now I say an urban area because that's what the company calls it, which realistically means it is in a bad part of town. Not necessarily ghetto part of town, like not that bad part, but there is a bunch of drug addicts. Wow, a bunch of drug addicts and homeless people around that frequent my gas station. I have a lot of stories from the gas station. From when I worked there last summer, from when I worked there over the winter. I have a lot of stories. So me and Shelby, we decided let's make a segment out of it. So here we are with summertime shenanigans at the station.
Summertime Shenanigans Station. You like that?
So
Put on my
it
Mariah
was
Carey just for
it
that.
was it was it was a very nice little touch, a little
I
added
can't
pizzazz.
exactly. I can't wait to watch that back. Like, what the hell? That sounded way better. That sounded way better in my headset than it did. Like, oh, that sounded like shit, dog.
So for week one, I mean, I could talk about all of the past shenanigans that have happened in my store. In the past, we've had things where a homeless guy has pooped in a sanitation bucket. Like there's a red bucket that we have to use to like put rags in and stuff to sanitize counters and window tops and stuff like that. Make sure that the store is clean. A homeless guy pooped in that bucket, which was fun. We had one that was called a butter beat off, which is where
Good
a
old BB
homeless a homeless
BBO.
guy took a stick of butter into the bathroom and proceeded to beat off with it until it turned pink with blood. So it was pink with blood, butter, and bodily excretion that comes from that. So that's a fun time. That didn't happen last week, but these are the kinds of stories that happen
To catch
at
you up,
my
I was gonna
gas
say to
station.
prepare you guys. Some good old BBS, you know,
This week,
blood butter.
let's go over what happened this week on Summertime Shenanigans at the station.
Summertime Shenanigans Station.
So, this week, I was sitting at the cash register with one of my coworkers. Not the manager. The manager was outside trying to empty out all the trash cans. It was me and a coworker at the gas station. Shelby's laughing because I've already told him this story because of
I
how
love it, dude.
disturbed I was. Because of
I
how
love it.
disturbed I was. So in this gas station, there is when you walk in, you can walk straight, and there's like a little cold section where there's a bunch of like fruits and cold cuts and a bunch of drinks that you can get, but it's in a wide open area, and it's in front of like a kitchen that the gas station has, to where like you can order like hot foods like grilled cheeses or toasted cold cuts that are made to order and stuff like that. But so right in front, so it's this area is right in front of the kitchen, and if you turn right, it is where the cash register is. So there are two people wide open in the middle of the store. Once again, wide open area. I would say everybody in the store could see them, but it was only the three, or me, two coworkers, so the three workers in the store, and those two people. Now, those two people in the store, one lady gets behind the other lady and just starts dry humping. I want to let that set in for just a second. Starts dry humping the other lady in the middle of the store where everybody can see them.
Now,
Starts dry humping,
I
and
think
it's
you should
not one
say,
of those.
how
It's
far were they from you? Like in feet? Like probably 8 feet?
as I say, 7 to 10 feet, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So think of like a free throw line, right? So you're taking a shot at a free throw. The basket is where these ladies are just humping.
And it's not like, the thing is too, is it wasn't one of those like discreet, like trying to slow motion, see if you can get away with it. This lady was going at it like a goddamn rabbit. I mean, she was jackhammering the other lady.
Jackhammer power thrust. Shout out to Jason.
Just
Well, no, you're wrong. It sounds more like this because of the pants that these women are wearing. Just sounds like cloth.
And so, once again, middle of the store, in a wide open area, me and my coworker are looking at them with pure disgust in our faces. Because how else are you going to look at this?
Horniness. All horned
And
up.
me and him are college students, just trying to make money for the next semester, trying to get tuition money, looking over, seeing I didn't even mention their ages. Two, like, 55-year-old ladies going at it. I can't even say two of them. It was one dry humping the other one. So one lady's just trying to figure out what she wants to eat as a snack. Does she want fruit? Does she want maybe a cold cut? Like a pre-made sandwich? She's just getting jackhammered from behind.
Oh, I was going to say, she got a cold cut, all right.
And me and my coworkers are just looking at them with pure disgust. And the lady turns to us, raises a hand up and goes, "Sorry." What does that apology mean to us, really? We have already seen it, lady. You didn't apologize before the fact. You just grossed us out and are expecting this apology to do what exactly? And then one of them tries to play it off as a joke. The lady that was jackrabbiting the other one tries to make a joke out of it. She tries to say something about, "I'm sorry, she's my sister." Again, like, now looking at these women, we could obviously tell that they were not sisters. I mean, they looked too far apart from each other to be considered sisters. And so me and my coworker, again, just, what's the point of this? This is absolutely disgusting. Whether you're sisters or not at this point, honestly, because we literally saw you dry hump jackrabbiting the other one. And I didn't need that. I was already 6 hours into my shift. I didn't need that.
Oh, so you're like towards the tail end of your shift.
Yeah, I was towards the
So
tail end of my
you
shift.
almost missed it. Almost made it.
That's the better way to describe it. I almost made it, not I almost missed it.
So instead of these women like doing it, I don't know, behind the store or in the bathroom that's unlocked or behind a gas station, just anywhere else. Hell, even in the ice machine that's out front. Instead of them doing that, the only way they could do it potentially closer to you and more in your sight is behind the counter.
I possibly think, not possibly, but I think the only way that they could have done it in an area that they were allowed to be in, so like not behind the counter or anything, but I think the only area that they could have done it in that would have been worse is right in front of the front door. That's it. That's the only area.
People are weird, man. People are just so
I
weird.
don't get it. And then the next day, my manager just randomly got called an asshole, which that was pretty funny.
You're part of town of a racket, dude.
Me and my manager are up at the cash register. Me and him are trying to get the line moving, trying to get people checked out and whatnot. He has this old lady come up. Now I'm talking like full white hair, looks like 75, doesn't quite use a walker, but really should use a walker.
Okay.
She comes up, she puts her items there. My manager scans all the items, and as he's waiting for her to get out all of her change, because for some reason, elderly people have a boatload of change and they always want to spend it.
I would say that's the thing. You can have assload of change, and that'd be okay. But it's the fact that they're like, oh, well, good thing I bought $6.97 of this. I can use my coins.
Yeah, no, every time. And so while he's waiting for the old lady to get her change out, he starts scanning people on the other side of the register because we can work on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gets like 3 people in and out of and she goes, and this old lady goes, okay, I have my change ready. And so he goes over, he takes the change, counts it, puts the items in the bag. And as he hands this old lady the bag, the old lady goes, oh, thank you, you fucking asshole. And it was one of those things, like, I'm not even working over there, but I hear it out of the corner of my ear. And I'm trying to, like, I'm also trying to, like, get people lined up and whatnot. And so I'm in my drawer trying to get cash out. And it fully, like, stands me up. Because I was just, what? What happened? And so I look over, and even my manager was taken aghast by it, that he, like, started looking around all confused and even pointed at himself and was like, me? Because it came out of nowhere. And again, this old lady, yeah, you fucking asshole.
Oh, damn. So she, like, full scent.
Yeah, no, she full sent.
Oh, okay. That's
Just,
crazy.
like, out of nowhere, too. Just, what is going on?
That is nuts, dude. That's crazy.
So both of those things happened week 1. The first week I'm back at work.
Okay.
I mean, love to see it. Not
Sky's
really.
the limit.
I wish I didn't see it, realistically. But wow. I mean, if
That's
this is
just
week one, I can't wait to see what this summer holds.
yeah, no joke, dude. It's gonna be a blast. You're gonna earn that urban pay, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, dude. I don't know the station just always never seems to surprise. I mean,
I
there's always
know.
just something going on. It's just crazy, nuts, just funny as hell. Because I didn't even hear about the second story. I heard about the first one, but yeah, I didn't even hear that second one. It's just being called an asshole after just like not only doing your job, but I feel like he's probably really patient. He's okay, like as you're doing things, it's not like he just like stared at her or be like, "Can you step aside? I need to take customers." Like he obviously I don't work there, but I feel like he did everything by the book. Just be
No,
called a fucking asshole, and
that's
not only
exactly.
that, but then double down. Did she say it like all nicely like that?
Yeah. I mean, there was a tone behind it, but it was in like that innocent elderly voice.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Carry on. I can't wait to
if
be
this
old when
is
I can
what
just do whatever the hell I want.
it's, that's what I'm getting from this. If this is what happens week one, whatever comes from this summer from the gas station, oh boy,
And
it's
isn't
gonna be a long summer.
isn't the event for our town next week too?
Yep, it opens in 2
Oh,
days.
oh
So
no.
there is construction right in front of the gas station. The
Is there?
event happens right next to the gas station. It is going
Oh,
to be complete and utter chaos
that is gonna suck
next week.
dick, dude.
Yeah, no, it is. Last year was utter chaos because of the big event, like we're saying, and it is gonna be bad.
Oh, dude, that's so bad. Are you working the next 2 days?
So I work part time, luckily. So the next time I work, I mean, technically I have two jobs right now because I work part time at the gas station and then I also do door dashing on the side. But the next time I
Hmm.
work at the gas station is Monday and Tuesday. So I'll
Oh,
be
okay.
like
So you get past
right
the
in the middle of
weekend.
it. I do
It
get
is in the
past the.
middle, but it's past a week.
But
Okay.
as I say, that is
That's
that is the good thing is that because last week or not last week, last year I worked opening weekend and closing weekend, and by golly, OG, I wanted to unalive myself.
yeah, that's rough, especially for the people that come out to the event. I mean, there's a special place in hell for all them,
As I say, the
really.
the people that go out to the event, the certain singers that show up, it just
Hmm.
there's just so many people that it just becomes the store itself just becomes one giant clusterfuck from
Yeah.
and it's always like as soon as work gets out to whenever like maybe 45 minutes after that final concert of the night.
Right.
It's it's just 5 6 hours of just clusterfuck at that point.
That's so tough, dude. So is Monday and Tuesday the only days you work next week for the station?
For the gas station, yes,
Okay.
because that Friday we get
Ooh.
to say that Friday me and you sir are leaving for that cruise.
Yes, sir, dude. I am so ready for a damn vacation. Oh, dude, I am so ready. I've been working so many hours at my job. I am so ready for it.
So I
Hell yeah,
believe
dude.
that wraps up the summertime shenanigans
at the station.
The summertime shenanigans at the station. And real quick, before we hop into NFL news,
Okay.
I would just like to say, me and you, we understand this is not the perfect podcast, right?
No.
I mean, like, this is just
I think
a
we should be on
Discord.
ESPN.
This is just
but
a Discord call. We have technical difficulties left and right. I mean, I have computer updates popping up, audio glitches, computer dying at the end of the podcast and stuff like that. By all
okay.
means, I understand that this is not the perfect podcast.
Yes.
However, I really do appreciate everybody that listens and everybody that gives us those words of appreciation.
Yeah.
You know, me and you, we got a couple of people saying that like they really enjoy the podcast, and that truly, I mean, understanding where this podcast started and where it's at, and I understand it's not the perfect one, it's pretty cool. I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah. I like I said, I'm being honest. I look forward to podcast days. Like I usually bug Nick, hey, when we doing it? He's like, well, I'm free this day. Okay, cool. And then like the whole day is just me looking forward to getting home as early
They
as I
say
can to bust
like
this
a
thing out.
it's like a little girl all day texting her crush, feet swinging in the air, like, oh my god,
Did
it's
you
a
just refer
podcast
to me
day.
as? So am I the little girl or are you the crush?
Both. We are both the little girl and we are both the crush. Technically, I think the
Hell yeah.
podcast is the crush, and me and you are the little girl.
Fair
I think
enough.
that's how that
Let it
works. I
ride.
think that's how. Yeah, I think that's how that works.
Let it ride.
But all right. With that being said, let's get into some football news, shall we? Obviously, we're in that time of
Football!
exactly.
Come on. Say it with your chest.
Football.
Love it.
And so obviously we're in that time of year where there is little to no football news, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So I mean, just some minor stuff here and there. I am really happy. Announced earlier today, that Jawan Jennings is signing a 2-year deal with the 49ers. I am
Nice.
super happy to have him back.
Yeah, dude, he was killer for the Super Bowl.
And yeah, the receiving touchdown in the Super Bowl, the passing touchdown in the Super Bowl, joins Nick Foles as the only people to have receiving and passing touchdowns.
Big Dick Nick, dude. Hell yeah.
Such a weird group of people.
Big Nick Jawan.
And he had a really crucial catch during the Lions game on a third down while the 49ers were amidst their comeback.
Yep.
And overall, Jawan Jennings is just kind of like that go-to receiver on third and short. I'm very happy that he's back on the team. Now, we just need Brandon Ayuk, and it'll be perfect.
Right. I still don't know what the hell they're gonna do with that. I mean, like, I feel like them drafting the receiver they did is almost telling of what their plan is, and it's scary.
Yeah, I don't know though, because they're still in like extensive contract negotiations from what I've read.
Right, and I mean, it very well could be. I just don't know. I just hope it, like I said, it all works out. I don't really see like I don't know. I've said this for probably longer than I should have, but the Brendan Ayuk, I think, is the number one on that team. I know, last year you're saying Debo was, and then about halfway through the season you're still saying Debo. But I don't want to see a 49er-less Ayuk.
Well, hold on.
And
Let's get this straight. Let's get this straight.
okay,
Debo is the number. Well, I can't even say that anymore. Debo is the number one wide back. We have a number one running back, obviously.
What? What kind of Patrick Mahomes ass status is this?
Well, because before we had Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel was the number one weapon on the team.
For sure, yeah.
And he was lined up at the wide receiver point. So it was easy for him to say he's the number one wide receiver. Now, Brandon Ayuk has, not always, but these past 2 seasons, I'll say Brandon Ayuk has been the better receiver. But Deebo has been the better weapon. Does that make sense?
I mean, I get what you're getting at, but I don't really see. I feel like it's like a bad player, in like on basketball terms, a bad player on or a good player on a bad team, where their usage is high, so it looks like they're using a bunch of stats. Where I feel like it's that with the Niners, where they needed a running back because Mitchell was always hurt and all that. So they put him back there because Debo is a big guy. I mean, he honestly very well could be playing like safety. He's not built like a typical receiver, and he plays that to his strength, and that's good for him. I'm not going to say like, oh, he's just big. No, that's his strength. He uses it very well. But I think because those numbers are inflated, because he was so vital to that team, that I wouldn't say he's the number one weapon because it's just, he did it so often. Like he was either taking snaps or he's catching the ball. Where Ayuk had to do that one thing of receiving, but he did that very well. And I think because I'm a big, like, you need a number one and number two guy, right? So you need a number one that attracts his attention, and number two that can do the damage. Let's break it down to the Chiefs, where it was Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. The reason why they were so deadly is because they played off of each other. Where I feel like it was the same thing with Ayuk, where he was the, the one that could have got the ball more often. Because, I mean, you watch tape all the time. Of course, hindsight 2020. And I'm not saying Garoppolo was a problem or Purdy or whatever. But you look at the film and, the videos and all that. Ayuk is like 7-11. The dude's always open. The dude is always open somewhere on the field. They just gave it to Debo because it's like, okay, he's a running back. He's this, whatever. Where I think if they would have gave Ayuk the same attention as they did to Debo, just on the receiver level, I think that the Debo being the number one weapon wouldn't even be a conversation.
Yes, but while Deebo was the number one weapon, it gave Brandon Ayuk time to develop and turn into what the Brandon Ayuk that we've seen today, essentially. Because, I mean, he's been able to understand Kyle Shanahan's system, learn behind Deebo, stuff like
That's
that.
that's very true. That's very true. But I don't think that really takes away from him being the weapon. Because like he was always a dog at running routes. But since he got in the league, I don't know where he went to college, but I'm sure
He went to
the tape will
Arizona
also.
State, but it took a couple of years before he became the route runner as well.
Was it?
Yeah, because his rookie season, now I also understand his rookie season was a big down year for the Niners, and so, like, not a lot of highlights came, but I was still a 49ers fan. I still watched a lot of 49ers football that season. He was, I mean, I'm not going to say he was a bad route runner by any means. He still had, like, potential and was a decent route runner, but throughout the years, he's definitely become better at his route running.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, kind of what you're saying. You're the Niner fan, so you watch more games than the games I
So,
watch or whatever is like the good.
so yes, last year while we were having this talk, Debo is the better weapon who lined up at Ryder is the better. I said he was the better receiver. Now, Debo is the better weapon. Technically, Debo's the second best weapon on that offense behind Christian McCaffrey now.
Yeah.
But Brandon Ayuk is the best receiver. Does
Okay.
that make sense? If not,
So in
that's
terms
fine.
of no, in terms of weapon, where does Ayuk fall in for the Niners then? Like, would he be third?
In terms of weapon, I'll say tied for third. No, I'll
Who's the
say
other one?
third. I'll say
Oh,
third.
Kittle.
Yeah, but the thing with Kittle is that Ayuk is more consistent than Kittle, or Ayuk is consistently getting more numbers and more targets than Kittle. So I'll say Ayuk is over Kittle. It also depends on when and where on the field as well. Because there are just certain situations that you wouldn't look for Deebo Samuel. There are certain situations that you would rather look for Deebo Samuel, you know?
Right.
So there's that.
All right. Well, now that you talked about your team, let's talk about my team, the Seattle Seahawks. They are going to be like pretty much tied with the Arizona Cardinals for dead last in the conference or in the division because good lord do they look bad. they look they don't look very good. The
What do you
Jason
mean, man? They have Geno Smith.
fucking hates Geno Smith.
I
Uh,
only said that because I know how much you
dude,
hate Geno.
I feel so bad. Like it's one of those things that I'd be like, I'd talk big on a podcast, but then if I ever see him, I'm like, dude, it's Geno Smith. What's up, man? Like, can I get your autograph? Like, dude, you're awesome. And
Yeah,
then I
because
turn around,
he's still the quarterback for the team that you love, you know? It's just
yeah,
not who you want as the quarterback for the team that you
I
love.
feel like behind closed doors, I am like Timmy Turner's dad, and he's Dinkelberg. Like, I just despise it, dude. Like, why do we give so much money to him? But yeah, I don't think they're going to be good. At least Arizona has like hope with Kyler Murray, not being injured because the Cardinals look like they turned around a little bit. I mean, it's still the Cardinals, but they still like they look better when Kyler's in there. And then they have Marvin Harris. Is it Junior?
Yes.
Okay, they have Marvin Harrison Jr., which if he's anything like his dad, holy shit, is that team? That team's going to be fun to watch with him and Kyler. And then I mean, like it seems like everyone else has like bright spots. And then we have DK who just hasn't got better over the last year. We got Tyler Lockett, who I love Tyler Lockett, but I mean he's an Asian vet that like just isn't working out, like doesn't fit the timetable.
He's an
And
Asian vet that literally tries to not get hit every game at the wide receiver standpoint.
it
He'll
tries to do
catch the
what?
ball and not get hit, where he'll
Well, do
catch the
you,
ball and run out of bounds, or he'll catch the ball and just drop immediately before he gets hit.
I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but do you know why he does it?
I do not. I just think
His
it's funny that a
brother.
wide receiver tries that.
Yeah, so I think it's his brother, maybe family, I don't know. But Ricardo Lockett for the Seahawks, they got whacked on that one play on I think a punt that left him paralyzed. That's why he doesn't get hit.
Oh,
Yeah, like I said, I don't mean to make you sound like an asshole, but yeah, that's why he always avoids
well,
hits.
you succeeded in doing so. Um,
I'm sorry, dude.
I am
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Tyler Lockett.
I didn't mean to. Actually, but
I, yeah, I'm sorry. That's all I got. I'm
my
sorry.
might be Lockett, might be.
That's that one's on me. I'll I'll take the blame on that one. I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. It's fine. But yeah, I
We'll
think we're
move
gonna be
on.
god awful. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see all the Seahawk fans go away. And really like reveal the ones because Seahawks ever since the Super Bowl run and Legion of Boom has been put on this like level of excellence when that has not been the case for majority of the Seahawks creation.
Yeah, it is
So
kind of nice. It is kind of nice with like the 49ers in that sense because even though we're having like the very prolific runs, everybody who's bandwagoning and has either went to the Eagles or the Chiefs.
It's nice, right?
So yeah, I haven't had to really worry about like a bandwagon 49ers fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet the damn.
That and I know my 49ers history enough to prove that I'm not a bandwagon. So
Right. Yeah, when I can say Byron Maxwell for the weak side corner and during the Legion, they're probably like, oh, okay. Or I can tell you who Sean Alexander is. That's what's crazy. Sean Alexander was literally on a or not 2K, on a Madden.
yeah,
And
had him
Seahawk
covered.
fans, like new Seahawk fans, well, I guess, when they were good, didn't think about, like, let's learn a little bit of the good players,
Dude, I back in Madden when I first became a 49ers fan, I had to cheat. I played that game so poorly, like from an
Yeah, I
actual
know.
competitive standpoint, because
I,
I just had
I,
to cheese. The team was so bad back then. Alex Smith was in the beginning of his career, so he was only like a 7. The literal only bright spot we had was Vernon Davis on offense, was like a 98 overall. The next highest was like 82.
no, you've got one player. And I'm really
What?
upset you forgot about him, truthfully. Like,
Oh, Frank
as a
Gore.
Niners fan, no. No, the other receiver.
First and foremost, Frank Gore
Nick
was a running
Butler.
back.
Nick Butler, the 99
Oh.
overall player that I always fucking match up with. So we'd be playing with our teams, and he's like, I got home team. I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. He's like, I got the Niners. I was like, okay, well, I guess since you have the Niners, I'll go the Seahawks. And the Seahawks, my team would be just drinking a whole case of Dr. Pepper. I mean, these are the most unconditioned motherfuckers they could have brought to the field. I mean, it's just a bunch of, like, middle-aged, like,
And
dads.
the best part is it was every game we played. Like it didn't just happen. It happened on Madden 10, Madden 2010, Madden 12, Madden 25.
I don't know what the hell is in the water in Seattle. It must be like sugar, high fructose corn syrup or something.
They were just
But
shotgunning Dr. Peppers.
maybe, maybe. But so we selected teams, and so Nick would always win the coin toss and choose to receive in the second half. And so I'll get the offense. My offense are dog tired about 4 plays in, and we moved like 4 yards. And then I'll have to punt or turn the ball over. And I go to see the receivers, right? I'm like, okay, this is going to be kind of tough. Like I'm a better offensive player than I am a defensive player. And then I see this 6'6" god, just this massive human being on the. I mean, it's like I'm looking at Super Saiyan Goku. Like my team's a bunch of Yamchas. Just no reason why they should be lining up on the other side of the ball. And I'm like, hey, Nick, who's 81? He's like, oh, that's my player. I won't use him. And in his defense, he if he did, he like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to. I think he meant it. But what he didn't what he didn't account for is the fact that this dude had 99 strength. So whoever came running his way was going to get hit sticked like he's Ray Lewis on the offensive side of the ball.
I was going to say, so obviously I saw him that play and I subbed him out. But he's already on the field for that play. And so I tried to do the right thing. I tried to sub him out and do a run play that time. But yes, I forgot to account that he had 99 strength and 99 run blocking. So essentially it was Troy Polamalu it was a Troy Polamalu and Brian Dawkins on the offensive side that just absolutely went for the kill every time.
Well,
And
yeah, it was
got
like Michael Orr in Blindside. Like he put me back on the bus. Like he just demolished my damn quarter. I'm like, what the hell, dude? So I will account for him. If you take out the 99, pretty much the 199 overall receiver, that was 6'7". 6'7"
And
with like mock Jesus speed. The team was not good.
as I say, hey man, I gotta do something to get the to get the Alex Smith 49ers decent.
Yeah, I don't know why you gave him 99 speed. He goes 15 yards out off the ball and he's out of Alex Smith's range.
Yeah, no, that was yeah. Those are fun Madden times. I'm telling you, the going back to your whole story of because on the Maddens you can see like when a player icon is blue, they're perfectly fine. When it's yellow, they're healthy, and when it's red,
Oh,
they are like dog tired. Seeing that you would
dude.
have like three offensive plays, and so you'd go three and out. My team would have like an 8 play drive. You take about 5 minutes of game clock off, and your offense come back and probably 7 players are yellow and 2 players are red. Off rip was just hilarious every time.
Dude, every time. I don't
Because
understand. I
the
get
only players were
Seattle is
Russ.
like a depressing state. It's just with how it rains and all that. But that doesn't mean you need to fucking play like it.
It was Russell Wilson and like the left guard. Those were the only 2 players that were like, "Why are you guys tired? I'm feeling fine."
Yeah, it's like, guys, the game just started. I just imagine you're like, like 6 plays in. I mean, Pete Carroll is just chewing his gum so aggressively that he's getting tired as well. Well, now that we talked about Madden and the golden age of where truck sticks look like you actually got hit by a Volkswagen Beetle,
As I say, we're
is
actually
there?
looked like a truck
Oh my god! Yeah, that Mack truck just got the football. That's
or
pretty much what your my creator player
as
was.
I say, or
Just
Nick Butler number 81 for the 49ers.
You're so big, dude. It was like you ever seen Shaq, like a video of Shaq that's been going around lately on YouTube that it was
Uh-huh.
him in high school. That's what it felt like. It felt like we were a bunch of high schoolers and just Shaquille O'Neal after math class is just lining on the other side. But you have anything else that's football related?
Nico Collins, wide receiver for the Houston Texans, agreed to a 3-year deal worth
Nice.
$72 million.
Okay.
And Alex Leatherwood, an offensive lineman, got signed to the Los Angeles Chargers.
I like that. They need a lot of line help.
hmm And the last thing that I would like to talk about, because we did not talk about it last week, as we were too focused on the Giants,
Okay.
was Harrison Butker.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm hoping you've heard all of the news surrounding Harrison Butker,
I have.
where he went to this Catholic college near Kansas City, and
Okay.
in his graduation speech was spouting Catholic views. But the problem with that is Catholics are very
Traditional.
traditional. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Yep.
So, like, half of his speech was pretty much just degrading women, essentially. Like, no matter how well you think you did, or no matter what goals you have, nothing's going to compare to starting a family and working in the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, just go on.
It was bad. And the amount of backlash I've seen, like, petitions to get him kicked off the Chiefs. I saw the wife of the Kansas City Chiefs owner come out and say something about it.
Oh,
And it
really?
was
What'd she
just
say? Was she like? I assume she's upset.
I believe she was.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't remember what she said, it's just
I
I didn't
don't
know if she was going to be upset or not.
I don't um I don't know what exactly she said. I only saw the headline.
Okay, that's fine.
But essentially, she was that like, because Butker suggested that obviously they'd find more fulfillment at a job, or they'd find more fulfillment being wives and mothers than jobs.
Yeah,
So,
not just jobs though, like career. Like to me, like I guess it's some people see it as the same thing, but to me, I see a job and a career differently. Like a job for you is the station you're at. A career is sports broadcasting. So it's not just like
yeah.
a job, It's not just like trying to make money. It's like whatever you just went to school for and paid a lot of money for is shit in comparison to being a mother, you know?
Oh, okay. So I got that backwards. It says here that the wife of the Kansas City Chiefs chairman pretty much just said that like marriage and motherhood are great blessings and stuff like that,
Okay.
and that she respected Butker and his Christian faith. It was one of the Chiefs' teammates' wives
Okay.
that
I was gonna say because I
called his
assume.
speech disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's your views, whatever, and I feel like it's you may not agree with him, but in his eyes, he does have a platform he can speak on. So, I mean, it's only hypocritical to say you can use that platform, but only for things that I agree with. That's just
Yeah.
not right, in my opinion, to agree. Not saying I agree. Just want to clear that. I don't agree, but it is going to be, I think it'd be hypocritical to say, like, oh, you're wrong for that, but, like, Kaepernick is, in the right or whatever. Like, I think they're both in the right. It's dumb for you to degrade them just because you don't agree with. Because at the end of the day, if you don't agree with them, don't listen. Obviously, if you live your life based on what celebrities think you should, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to have fulfillment or that. You should do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, all you got is you, right? But I think it is important to add context because it's at a college, but it's a
Yeah.
Catholic college that he,
Yeah.
I think, attended, right? Attended or is from that city or something.
I don't think he attended the college. I just think it's a college that like aligns with his religious beliefs. Like he's
Okay.
Catholic, and it's a Catholic college. I think that's what it was.
Okay. I mean, regardless, it's not like he went to University of Alabama and said that shit or something
Yeah.
to that degree. It's kind of like where people think alike with him, or at least ideally should because of the college to go to. I know I saw the
Yeah.
Kelsey brothers, and we talked highly about New Heights, like fantastic show. They're both great people, and I was really waiting
Oh
for
yeah.
the time that Kelsey gets asked about it because it's just a matter of time. And I'm going to be paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what it is, but I really like what you said, and that's, hey, I play with the dude. He's a great guy, but his beliefs is his beliefs. And Mahomes said the same thing. So it is nice to see that, like, with all the backlash he's getting, that like his teammates are still supporting him, but from afar.
Yeah. They're not actively supporting them, but they're not actively bashing him. Like they're
Exactly.
taking a good middle stance essentially to where like as a supporter you could be like, okay, well his teammates aren't throwing him in the line of fire saying that like what he's doing is wrong, but they're also not um like agreeing with what he's saying.
Yeah, and I think that's important, especially because a football team is 52. just players, not including staff and all that, of different backgrounds, different ethnic groups, different religions, just different childhood. You have all this hodgepodge of humans in a team and a staff and just a location. There's going to be differences. You're going to have thoughts about this, thoughts about that, whatever. And it's cool because I feel like people can kind of take from what the Chiefs are doing, and that Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and still supporting someone, but you don't have to follow them into war. You'd be like, yeah, that's my teammate.
Yeah.
That's my brother. We take 17 games together, 17 weeks at least, not including postseason and whatnot. That's us. But you are your own person.
Yeah.
I'm my own person. At the end of the day, we're just teammates. Because I was really nervous when I saw that all came out. I was like, damn, that's not good.
So I definitely thought I saw like a petition or whatnot that its goal was like 100,000 people to get him kicked off the Chiefs, and it had like 83,000 signatures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, this petition was just a screenshot on Instagram, so it could have been photoshopped, but still, seeing that's like,
Well, even then,
wow.
what's
Oh, okay.
like what happens if you reach the goal of a petition? Like it's not like it's concrete, right?
It's not. It would be up to the owner and a bunch of the head coach and
Yeah, but
general manager
what?
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like I don't really understand. Like,
Essentially, it would just let those people who make it concrete kind of see what it's doing with the community.
right, right. Speaking of petitions, did you know that Metallica gets like 3 billion signatures a year for the halftime show?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know it was 3 million, but I
Oh,
knew it
dude,
was a
it's
high
insanely
number.
high. It is insanely high. I would personally
And it
love a rock halftime show,
was
but
say it doesn't shock me. A lot of people love Metallica, and they put on a good concert.
right.
I just don't think that it's what the majority of people that tune into the halftime show would want.
Take that a step further and say I
You
don't
know,
think it's what majority of the people that just watch the halftime show want. Because I feel like
yeah.
football
Well, that's what I
fans
meant.
are,
Yeah.
not obviously they're not all rock fans, but I feel like there's a lot of them that goes hand in hand. Where like your mom,
Yeah.
like she doesn't really watch football, like she does, but she don't really know anything about it, kind of stuff like that. But she watches Beyonce and Shakira. She watches, The Weeknd and whatnot like that, just for the halftime show.
I think the halftime show. I think that the Metallica halftime show would be awesome. What was one of in recent memory that you can think
Okay.
of? What was one of the best halftime shows you've seen?
Um, I don't know. So
Because I could tell you a best and a worst for sure.
the earliest one I remember, it's not the earliest one I watched. The earliest one I like remember is Black Eyed Peas. But I think that's because the Super Bowl itself was so good between the Cardinals and the Steelers that like just everything about it was sweet. But the Black Eyed Peas were not good. So I mean, recent memory. I did not like Rihanna's. Who was here? I'm gonna look up a thing as you talk. I'll look this up.
So I answered this or I asked this question because one of the worst halftime shows I've seen was either I think the Shakira and J Lo concert, the 49ers and Chiefs Part 1 Super Bowl in 2019, 2020,
Okay.
or the Weekend halftime show. The Weekend halftime show was so goofy, and I watched that from a phone working at Little Caesars that night. Just seeing like his entrance and how he essentially created a maze for himself It just looked goofy from beginning
I'm
to
just
end.
not like a huge like fan of Weeknd. Like he makes some good music, but I'm gonna say me myself. Like if the new Weeknd drops, I'm listening. You know.
And probably the best one in recent memory would be um, the Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop
The thing I
Dogg.
don't like about that one is one, the arena wasn't dark. You know, so it didn't feel like a halftime show. And Kendrick Lamar's part was so fucking bad.
Yeah, I'll give you the Kendrick part. It wasn't the best, but I think the 50 Cent, the Eminem part was
Oh
really
yeah, dude, when
good.
50 Cent was hanging upside down like he does in the club, like that was sweet.
Yeah.
Now I like how I made the joke. I was like, is that 50 Cent? Or is that or what I say, 50 Cent's looking a lot like a dollar or something like that. And I made it before the phones were out and all that, and then nonstop he got ridiculed about being called like dollar or whatever it is.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and I, I, I don't know. I did enjoy the Justin Timberlake one.
Hmm.
Um,
I did like that one.
the was it Lady Gaga who like it was yeah it was Lady Gaga who like jumped off the state like what she was looking at and caught a ball. I thought that was kind of cool. So I gotta say probably Justin Timberlake's. Yeah, I gotta say Justin
Okay.
Timberlake. I don't know. I'm very like when it comes to concerts like that, I get kind of like weird, I guess. Like I just don't really care for the people who's really playing usually. Like if a
Okay.
rock band, like I said, like Metallica play or something, I'd be like, oh, this is it. Like I don't know any like Madonna songs. I don't know any Beyonce songs. Bruno Mars, I know, but I don't really know his new stuff. Maroon 5, I don't really care about. I'm looking down the list. The Weeknd, I don't really care about. The Eminem one was cool, but I didn't like how they presented it. I don't, I don't like Rihanna and like the whole Usher thing. Like it was cool, but then there's like that really awkward thing where he was like grinding up on that girl, and it's like, okay, this is a bit much. But who was your favorite then? Oh, never mind. You said
I
yeah.
already said it.
And who was your least favorite?
It was either
The Weekend.
I'm
That's
leaning
what it was.
towards the
That's what it
Weekend.
was.
I am, but honorable mention to that Shakira and Jennifer Lopez one because there's like a 2 second clip of that exactly where Shakira is
I,
just
I will
towards the
say,
camera.
but god damn, Shakira's hot. Come on the pod, Shakira.
Yeah.
Come on the pod.
I mean, if she comes on the podcast, I'll say she had a great accent.
Oh, it's the
Absolutely
Geno
stunning.
Smith, huh?
Absolutely believable. It is 1000% a Geno Smith. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I don't blame it. I'm a little her, you know. Oh, dude, she's so hot. But yeah, I think I don't know how we quite got on the topic of the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, never mind. I don't remember how we got on the topic of it. But yeah,
Petition and Metallica petition and stuff like
yes,
that. I think a Metallica concert or Metallica halftime show would be cool, especially with the like guests that they could have and bring out and whatnot.
I think they can't play their whole songs because if that's the case, they only have like
Probably
two
not, because
songs.
it's let's just say one is like 7 minutes long, and they average probably 6 minutes a song.
Yeah, I think it'd do like a mashup. You ever been to a rock concert where it feels like every rock concert I've been to, except for the recent one of Sleep Token, all sang some sort of Metallica song.
I thought Papa Roach. I've been to a Papa Roach concert, and I thought that they did a good job singing like their songs and singing their full songs at that. But that was also a long time ago.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think, but you also have to think that these are like really big names. And I mean, Papa Roach played at a
Yeah,
small venue that we went to, and I don't see
yeah.
them doing it. So
Well, I think we should probably get on the topic of basketball before we run out of time. You know,
okay,
I mean that's the exciting sport right
yeah, for
now.
sure, it's the one that's in session, baby. So
Yeah, the Celtics have already completed their sweep against the Pacers, which does not shock me at all.
no,
I don't know if it was I don't know if I said it on the podcast last week or if it was after, but learning that Tyrese Halliburton was out for games 3 and 4 and even left game 2 early, it was a wrap right then and
I
there.
don't even think that.
Now,
I think it was go
now you could be
deeper.
thinking, oh, well, I say because some people would say, "Oh, well, the Pacers were up by double digits in both games." Well, the Celtics should never have been in that spot, to be honest.
Well, so
I mean, I
a,
don't.
a thing that scares me, and I know it's still a sweep, regardless whether it's by a million points or by a few. But the thing is even when they were down 18, I think 18 points, um, they put like a good defensive series together, and then they, went on a run. And JJ Redick on the cast said, "This is a switch." He said, "This is going to be the momentum swing," and ever since then it did. And so the fact that the Celtics can flip a switch like that is really scary because I mean they went from losing to the Pacers to blowing them out, like absolutely just doing what they want at will without Kristaps.
Well, because I felt like because they were down like 18 in game 3, and then we were even down by like 12 or 13, I believe, in game 4 as well.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, being able to flip that switch is something that championship teams do, don't get me wrong. But I just think with a young team missing its number one, that the Celtics should never have been in that spot to begin with.
Right, but I mean, I don't know. Celtics are notorious about playing down to the level, and I don't know if that's just because they want to make it challenging or anything like that. But I mean, that team is like insanely good, insanely good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The addition of Drew Holiday was exactly what they needed over the offseason. Because the one thing the past couple years is that whenever the Celtics kind of get in these spurts where they go down double digits, is that they never had a like that playmaking point guard. And Marcus Smart was absolutely beautifully defensively, but Drew Holiday is beautifully defensively, and Drew Holiday is very underrated with his playmaking skills at the point guard
What I
position.
like about Drew is that he's so posed. Whether they're down by 18 or up by 18, he plays the same way. Where I feel like
Yeah.
once he gets that deficit going, he's trying to claw himself out by himself. But Drew's like, hey, it's a long
Yeah.
game. We still got time. Let's make it happen. And I think that just brings that veteran leadership. Because if you look at the team, it's pretty young, except for Al Horford and Drew Holiday.
I mean, relatively young, yes. I feel like, because obviously, um, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown and whatnot have been in the league for a decent while.
That's true, but I think Jason Tatum's only 26. So he's just over 25. Like he's a year older than me. So I think it's stuff like that just they were kind of missing that, and I feel like that's what they were missing when they went against the Warriors too. is the Warriors were just so much more veterans and experience in positions like that. That's kind of what they lacked. And so now they have you know, a Drew Holiday who can hold it down, a Kristaps Porzingis who's probably 28,
Yeah.
29.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot, like you said, just having the experience of being there is gonna be a lot better, especially if they do end up facing the Mavericks, who don't necessarily have a lot of experience. I mean, the only person that has real experience in the finals would be Kyrie Irving.
But he also
Like
has the
that
most
is
experience.
a exactly. And I say he's gonna have the most experience. He knows what it's like being down in a series. He knows what it's like, having to come back in a against a tough team. If there's one player that other than Steph Curry that you would want to face in or that you would not want to face in the finals, it'd probably be LeBron or Kyrie.
Yeah, yeah, I really think, and right now, I mean, Kyrie is playing absolutely phenomenal basketball. I mean, they have really good defenders on the Timberwolves team, and it's like it doesn't even matter. I mean, like because the Timberwolves tried 5 different coverages, right? 5 different types of coverages in game 3. No, game 2. Yeah, it'd be game 2 because they won. No, it'd be game 3 because that's 3-1. Yeah, so game 3 they tried 5 different coverages of dropping, blitzing, double teaming, kind of just stuff like that where it didn't matter to Kyrie or Luka because whoever was guarding him was just getting their doors blown by or just finding the open man or shit like that. Where with the Celtics, like yeah, they have Drew Holiday and they have a lot more defenders that they can throw at him, but I just don't know if it'd be enough for Kyrie and Luka.
As I said, me and you were talking about it, and the whole one ball, two handlers is kind
Come on,
of.
man.
Well, I was trying to. That's why I paused. I paused because I was trying to think of a better term for it.
Okay, go on.
With the one basketball and two people who are very good at handling the basketball,
Just don't say handling.
it's
Just say playing.
it. Okay, with the one basketball and two people
Play basketball at a
are
high level.
that play with the basketball at a high level, that play with the basketball in their hands at a high level. Like me and you said, it's very tough to see how that could work. But seeing that they're making, like the Mavericks have kind of figured it out with Luka being in the first half and Kyrie being in the second half, and the other one kind of filling in where they need to be in their separate half. Because like Kyrie will finish the first half with like 6, 8 points maybe, but then end the second half or end the game with 33.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic will end the first half with 20 points, but then end the game with 33 as well. So it's not like they're doing nothing in the half that they're not dominant in, but they're filling in where need be. I mean, it was Luka that took the step back game winning three, so as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful thing to watch. I mean, you have just people that you have 2 superstars and then you have unbelievably good role players. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr. is coming up huge, not just soaring and taking flight, but hitting crucial shots after crucial shots. You have PJ Washington who's playing really good, really good. I mean, yeah, he had a bad shooting game last game, but he still did his thing. You have Derek Lively who's playing really good. Then you have Daniel motherfucking Gafford, dude. He is,
Taking names at one end and posterizing on the other.
dude. He is playing phenomenal. I mean, he is playing his ass off. Yeah, he is
Yeah, I
a
remember
dog, dude.
because you were over for game three, and I went to the bathroom at the very end of the game, and I remember coming out and after after the game was over on TNT, they had Daniel Gafford And I was like, why did they choose Daniel Gafford? And like, I just remember the look that you gave me, and you were like, dude, he just went nuclear, just with the dunk and the poster, and it was just back to back. Daniel Gafford was on
Well,
one.
and what I really like about how the Mavericks are set up, and I'm going to use the Timberwolves as an example. The Timberwolves, like, if Ant or Cat isn't getting stuff going, they're dead in the water. Right, and that's the energy is seeing Ant dunk, seeing a Cat three. That's where they get their energy. But when you look at Daniel Gafford, he is being the life of that team. You look at Derek Lively, he's being the life of that team. Luka's, getting up in people's faces and talking shit, and then Kyrie's being the gentle vet as he is. He is like everyone is just playing with such high intensity, and basketball is a game of runs. I mean, you have momentum on your side long enough, you're gonna win. That's just what it comes down to. And what the Mavericks are doing, even with the Wolves, they were having momentum, but it felt like the Mavericks the whole time was high on energy. Right? You see the Maverick or the Wolves, kind of they let up, a 9-0 run and they get kind of down on themselves and walk off and just kind of heavy feet and whatnot. But the Mavs, I mean, I'm convinced they can be getting blown out and still play with super high intensity. And with a team that's getting not only hot, but red hot right at the perfect time, playing with this high of energy, you have two amazing game sealers and role players that just do what they need to do and more. That's a really scary team to face.
Derek Lively going out at the beginning of Game 3 was tough to watch. I mean that injury where he like fell on and like got a knee from Cat
Uh-huh.
essentially. It looked tough, and like you said, what he brings to the team, the energy that he brings on both sides and whatnot. It, I feel like that's a big part of why the Timberwolves were able to get a game instead of being swept. But I also think that it is only a matter of time before the Mavericks get that final game and meet up with the Celtics in the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mavericks, like you said, not only hot but red hot, and it's everybody. It seems like
I
the
think,
superstar, the other superstar, the role players, offensively and defensively.
yeah, I mean, that team is just so well constructed. Like, Jason Kidd is not only quick to pick up the team, literally, but is also, I mean, just seems like coaching his ass off. I mean, they have Anthony Edwards super uncomfortable the whole time. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a guy who, he's not like, a great shooter, but he's good. But they realize, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you in foul trouble, and we're gonna make your Jaden McDaniels play us. And Jaden McDaniels has to guard Luka. Good luck with not getting in foul trouble, you know. And of
Yeah,
course, Cat got fouled out. Anthony Edwards had 5 fouls. Jaden McDaniels had 5 fouls, and just super high, super high fouling. Like, you really start going down the depth chart, and when you're facing this Mavericks team, you need your best seven. Like, the second you get down to your ninth, 10th, the game's over.
yeah. Well, that and it's because of how great Luca and Kyrie are at drawing fouls. I mean, like you said, Cat fouled out. That's his big problem. They've been able to kind of wash Rudy Gobert essentially. Rudy Gobert was decent defensively in past series, but this one it just seems like Gobert does nothing
I'm
defensively.
gonna say Rudy Gobert is doing Rudy Gobert playoff thing, where he gets played off the
Oh
court.
yeah, because yeah, because it seems like it happens every year in the playoffs too, which is why the Jazz didn't work out with Gobert and Mitchell.
Yeah,
And even even Kendrick Perkins was saying that that was like the worst decision he's ever made was voting Rudy Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year.
I really think it should have
But
been Wimby.
just seeing, seeing what good coaches do in a series to Rudy Gobert is just so funny to me because it happens time after time again. I mean, I first saw it when the Clippers faced the Jazz, I believe 2 or 3 years ago. Actually, it was more like 4 years ago. 5, maybe? I'm losing count. I've literally said everything from 2 to 5 years ago. I'm losing track of time.
We know it's not last year, and it was recent memory.
Yeah. Yeah. But so just seeing what good coaches do to Rudy Gobert in the playoff series is just so funny to me because when it's just that one game in the regular season, you never really have a back-to-back against the same team. And so when you get that back-to-back essentially in the playoff series, seeing what good coaches can do with Rudy Gobert defensively is just so funny to me each and every time. Because Rudy Gobert, like you said, just gets played off the court. And to be a fan of a team that has Rudy Gobert on it would have to be so irritating because of what he did in the regular season to what he's doing in the playoffs. And that's coming from a Clippers fan.
Well, I think it's more so the fact that like the teams are built with Rudy Gobert's defense in mind during the regular season, and that's why he'd always bring in the defense up so much in the regular season. And then in the playoffs, they like coaches get in their bags, and there's like more on the line, and so they they try different things, and with a Rudy Gobert defense, they have to be built a certain way. I mean, you look at the Jazz, really good defensively. They had Derek Favors, they had Joe Ingles, they had Donovan Mitchell, who's a shorter guard, but it's like 6'8" wingspan, so like he's good. And then Mike Conley, the later years. You look at that; they all are built a specific way, and that is geared towards perimeter defense, letting Gobert roam. But in the playoffs, where superstars rise, coaching rises, you can't have that roamer like that. Even Giannis is shifted, but Giannis is a good enough player, athletic enough, and it doesn't look like he's a damn newborn giraffe anytime he's on the island. That
as I say, and it's not a newborn giraffe trying to guard perimeter defense.
Yeah.
It seems like half the time he's on the court.
Dude, I've seen him spin 3 times around with Steph Curry. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, seeing Rudy Gobert in that one-on-one against Luka, where Luka hit that step back 3. I mean, just his legs looked like it could have snapped.
Yeah.
Like his knees were pointed inward, his feet were somehow pointed outward. I mean, it just didn't.
It looked like the most unathletic pose you can have in a basketball. The crazy thing is like
poses in anime where the main character looks at it and is like, "Oh, he has no openings."
He's good. Yeah. I don't know. It just you have all these good players and defensive players like that are multi-diversical, that are diverse. And then you have Rudy Gobert who has to play a certain way. And that certain way gets exposed in the playoffs. So now you have this guy who's, making max money on your team that can't even damn play in the damn playoffs. I mean, because look at it. The Daniel Gafford, undersized center. Derek Lively, undersized center. They're all the centers are somewhat undersized. But if you look at the rest of the team, they're tall as shit. I think you said that's a tall-ass lineup. I mean, Kyrie is, like 6'2", 6'3", probably. I think he's 6'4".
He's the shortest one by far.
Yeah.
And he's the shortest one by far. Because, I mean, at your 3 is... Because you have Luka, who's like 6'8", I believe. You have Derek Jones Jr., who's 6'8".
He used to play power
PJ
forward.
Washington.
He was a power forward on the Bulls.
Yeah, power forward now running one of the wings. Derek Jones Jr., you were talking about it. PJ Washington, who's running one of the wings. I mean, essentially, you have 3 power forwards and centers with Luka Doncic and then Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, who's a giant slayer, and then you have Luka, who's played like I truly think Luka is unschemable. I don't think there's a defensive scheme you can throw at Luka that changes him. I think there are some that takes the ball out of his hands. He's such a good playmaker that doesn't beat the Mavericks. That doesn't beat Luka because Luka can
Yeah.
still be a dog and perform even with his teammates.
Yeah, well, even like slowing Luca down is still going to be 25, 23 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to get him in the teens. Luca's still going to get his, essentially. To beat the Mavericks, you have to try to get the role players, and even Kyrie is going to get Kyrie numbers. And it's hard to stop role players when you have people like Luca and Kyrie who are such good playmakers as well.
Yeah, and I don't know, dude. It's going to be poetic to have a Kyrie Irving go back to the finals, and it's against the Boston Celtics. That did him dirty.
Oh, yeah. Where Kyrie sucks chants were going throughout the stadium.
Oh, dude, he is going to go nuts. Absolutely nuts in that stadium.
I've said it before. I don't know if it's on the podcast, but like you said, I'm excited for Kyrie, but I am most excited to see what Luca can do if they can get this clinching game.
Yeah, especially because,
I am most
he'll
excited to
probably be
see what
going
Luca can do
against
in the finals.
my. I don't know, dude. I don't know who's going to be guarding him. My guess is probably Jaylen Brown.
Which would be a very good matchup to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. It has to be Jaylen Brown.
But, I mean, history can be made. We're talking like this is already a done deal. History can be made if the Wolves win 3 more games. Now, is it likely that they win 3 more games? No, it is not likely. But, I mean, Anthony Edwards is that guy. He's already been telling people at the Mavericks arena, we'll see you for game 6.
Of course he is.
So, I mean, Anthony Edwards is going to, he's that guy. And he's going to be that guy. And seeing that dunk that he had in game 3 live, oh, he just took flight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was insane. I mean, it's just you almost forget how athletic he is because he does a lot of his damage with like layups and mid range and shit like that, and then he just pulls that off.
Yeah. And so I'm seeing what Anthony Edwards is going to do with his back against the wall. Sadly, I was unable to watch the game last night because I had work.
Yeah.
But I cannot wait to see. I cannot wait to see what the Timberwolves try to pull off with their backs against the wall.
When's the next game? Would it be Friday?
The next game is tomorrow.
Like Thursday.
As we
Okay.
said in the intro, today is Wednesday, May 29th. So the next game is going to be on Thursday.
Okay. Okay. Yep, that's gonna be a fun one.
But with that being said, do you have any more basketball things you want to cover?
I don't. I think I said my piece.
Because I think that covers just about everything. Once again, we appreciate all you guys for taking the time out of your day to listen to this next average podcast, the Shelby Nick average podcast, as we like to call it. Aw, snap. Once again, this has been Wednesday, May 29th. And with that, if you like the podcast, give it a like. Tell your friends, family, share it all around.
Put it on your cat. Let your cat roam free with it stapled to, or with it tied to his back.
Well, as I say, let's not staple it. We're not here for animal cruelty or anything.
No, but
like
we are
that.
here to spread the word, and that will do everything.
So leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more of it. We try to post weekly when we can. And leave a comment. Anything you like, anything you didn't like, anything you agreed with, something you didn't agree with. But with that, thank you guys all for watching, and we will see you all next week.
Bye bye.